Hi friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So we'll start our discussion on a new series. In this series, we'll try to understand each ascendant, and our discussion will hover around three parameters. First would remain to be the case that what does each zodiac sign represent, because we haven't discussed the zodiac sign separately. Second, what would remain to be the case when you will find that particular zodiac sign to be rising on someone's ascendant, and what is the life path we can expect of that particular person. And third would remain to be the case that once you have understood the life path of that particular ascendant person, then what all are the other compatible ascendants with that particular person will get along well, and what all are the basic remedies in the form of gemstone that person can think of wearing, what all are the natural benefit planets for that particular ascendant. So all that we will try to understand in this particular series. So to begin with, for all those people, because we haven't discussed zodiac sign separately, what do we mean by zodiac sign? It can be very easily understood on this way that, let's say for example, imagine a kind of path, a belt all across the earth, covering the whole earth, and the dimension of that belt to be 18 degrees of arc in width. Okay, now let's say for example you stud the group of stars on that particular belt, which are also known as the nakshatras. Because why we are doing this is that because this belt, which is also known as the zodiac, it is being used to trace the location. It acts as a reference point to trace the movement of a particular planet across the star, across the so we'll get to know about in which sign or which star that particular planet is transiting or moving. So this whole belt, because it has covered the whole earth, so its dimension is 360 degree, and if you'll divide it in 12 equal parts, then you will get each zodiac sign, because each zodiac sign has got the dimension of 30 degrees. So this is what do we mean by the zodiac sign. It acts as a reference point for tracing the movement of each particular planet. That is the only reason why we always say Jupiter is transiting the Aries sign, Jupiter, Mars is transiting the Taurus sign. So this is how we get to know. And as you people know, the group of stars which I was talking about as nakshatras, which are 27 in numbers. So each zodiac sign has got the energy of 3 nakshatras. For example, Aries has got the energy of 3 nakshatras, which are Ashwini, Bharani and Kritika. So this is about the basic components and basic meaning of the zodiac signs. Now when it comes to the Aries zodiac sign, what does the Aries zodiac sign represent? So as you people know, the basic components of the Aries zodiac sign are these people. It's a movable sign. It's a fiery sign. It rules the east direction. Its temperament is bilious. While it's a quadrupt sign. This sign, it's a Prishdotya sign. Like the way the tail rises up first while getting up, because the symbol of this Aries zodiac sign is ram. And this sign in the body part, in the body of the Kalpurusha, it rules the head. So this is about the basic components of the Aries zodiac sign. When it comes to their characteristics, so Aries people remain to be, they are very kind-hearted, they are go-getter, they are a little bit impulsive because of the energy of the planet Mars. They are, they possess themselves and come across as very hard, but trust me, once you become friends with them, you will get to know their inner softness, the inner tenderness of their heart, that you will get to know. So this is a little bit about the Aries zodiac sign. Now when it comes to, let's say for example, when you'll find this sign to be rising on someone's ascendant. So now comes the question, what do I mean by ascendant? Ascendant is the sign which was rising on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth, and this is very important because it acts as a foundation of your whole astrological chart, of your whole life path. So let's say for example, what do I mean by that? So Aries is number 1. So this is your ascendant. So just because one has come over here, and the successive houses will get the successive numbers. So Taurus, which is the another sign, will come on the 2nd house. Gemini will come over the 3rd house. The Cancer sign will come over on the 4th house. So this is how the ascendant plays a role and is considered as very important. Because now what is going to happen is that in the last part we have already understood the each houses, that let's say for example 4th house is the house of the mother, 7th house is the house of your spouse, 10th house is the house of your career. Now what you have to do is that you have to match the innate qualities of each particular house with the innate nature of particular zodiac sign. So that is the only reason why ascendant plays a very vital role, because the sign which comes over here, all the successive numbers come on the other particular houses. So let's say for example, if someone would be at the time of his birth, there would be a Gemini sign which will be rising on the ascendant, on the eastern horizon. So Gemini will come over here, and other signs, successive signs will come like this. So now you can see that now what the difference has come is that on the part of his person's life, the progeny, his creative self-expression now will be ruled by the energy of the Libra zodiac sign. So this is how the ascendant plays a very vital role, because it just sets the life path of an individual's life. So this is about the basic zodiac sign and the ascendant. Now comes the question that what is the life path? What do we can we understand by the life path? So as you people know, we'll just try to understand the basic component of the life of Aries ascendant, because right now we are not placing any planet on into it. We have just studying it level by level. First we understood the basic meanings of the houses. We understood what does zodiac sign mean and what are all are the innate qualities of a Aries zodiac sign. Now if this sign is rising on someone's ascendant, what would remain to the life path of that particular individual? So as you people know, that first house is about the physical self, and as you have the very impulsive go-getter planet Aries rising, zodiac sign Aries rising on someone's ascendant, so the person's physical body will have the constitution and will imbibe the qualities of the Aries sign. So in the form of these people will very young compared to their age. They remain to be thin waist, long neck. So all these features you can find in their constitution, physical constitution. And temper, we all know that Aries is a go-getter sign. They want to be leader. They just have this notion that they are born to possess authority. So all that would remain to be in their mind always. This is about the basic constitution. Now when it comes to their family part, so because the family part is being ruled by the energy of the planet Venus, because we have the sign of Taurus over here and we have the sign of Libra on the spouse's side. Because in the case of the Aries rising sign, the good part remains that each planet and each house has got the right set of energy. Because like the way I was telling you, if you'll put the Taurus sign over here or Gemini sign over here, so the energy will little bit mismatch. But in the case of Aries, all the houses, all the component of their life has got the requisite matching energies. So when it comes to their house, their speech, which all the second house represent, these people remain to be very concerned about their possession. They are good in finances, and even their speech remains to be filled with little bit of gait, confidence, and little bit of diplomacy. So their finances, their family, they remain to be very concerned, because it is the overall it is the energy of the planet Mars. So they remain very concerned about their family. Their speech remains to be a little bit of filled with diplomacy, little bit of confidence, and all of these things we can expect in their family front in the second house. When it comes to the third house, first of all, the natural karaka of the third house is the planet Mars, which is the rulership of this particular rising sign. That's the one thing. Second thing is, this house is also of the brothers, and as we know, Mars is all about the brotherhood, all about camaraderie, all about energy, the manhood. So when it comes to the third house, their siblings, these people remain to be very concerned, very caring about their brothers, about their neighborhood, about their communication. But the only thing comes is that because Mars doesn't get along well with the Mercury, so no matter they remain concerned about their brothers, but still they remain to be little bit of sense of competition and competitiveness, which remains with even their siblings. So this is what we can see from this aspect: protectiveness for their brothers, but with the cost of little bit of competitive spirit inside their mind, inside their head. When it comes to the fourth house, about their mother, so first of all, their mother remains to be very vital part of their life. Like the way I was telling you, that these people are hard from outside, but inside they are very tender, they are very soft. So they remain very concerned and very attached to their mothers, but there remains to be a little bit of clause, because this house is also of your emotions. So their emotions, because moon, already this house is of emotions, and the energies of, again, of the moon, planet moon, which is the ruler of the fourth number sign, which is the sign of Cancer. So they remains to be little bit fickle in their emotions, little bit fragile with their emotions. So this is what we can expect over here. When it comes to the fifth house, which is about the creative self-expression, which is about their children, so because of the energy of the planet Sun, the sign symbol Leo, so these people just want their children to rise in the world. They have high expectation from their children to do good in this lifetime, and even in terms of their creative self-expression, everything remains to be very good. Next is the sixth house of their daily livelihood. So again, the energy of the planet Mercury, which doesn't get along well with the planet Mars. So they face little bit of the competition in their daily lives. So first of all, it's very simple to understand. First of all, we know that the Mars doesn't have the affinity with the planet Mercury, so they face little bit of resistance. And we all know that the innate nature of the zodiac sign Aries, the planet Mars, because they also, we can't just blame everything on the enmity of the planets. Even we know that the innate nature of the Aries zodiac sign or the planet Mars, that they want to rule, they want to lead, and then this headstrongness, the high energy, doesn't get along well with others, their subordinates, their colleagues. So they face little bit of the resistance, but they have this determination to even sail through even that particular competition and the resistance. When it comes to the partner, the spouse, they remain very lucky in that, they get the very, because we know that the Mars and Venus are the archetype lovers, and there here we have got the energy of the planet Venus. So they tend to remain very lucky in the form of running into beautiful spouses, get good support from the spouses, and very fragile, very emotional and very loving spouses they get in their life. Then comes the eighth house. Eighth house is of transformation, eighth house is of legacy, inheritance. This is also the house of occult. So because majority of the times you see, it's very easy to understand. First house is of you, ruled by the planet Mars. Again, eighth house is ruled by you. So many times what happens is that their sense of being, their self-realization comes through with lots of ups and downs in the life. So this is how you can understand that. And second being, because eighth house is also of occult sciences, so they have the potential to do good and go deep in any of the occult subject. Then comes the two houses of the the spirituality, the religion, and this also is the house of charity, the moksha, the liberation. So they remain to be, and because it has got the energy of the planet Jupiter, they remains to be very religious, they remains to be very spiritual, and so no matter, even they have to do a lots of charity, or lots of those things in order to have their faith strengthened in the religion. They never hesitate from that. They remain to be the majority of all those people who does a lot of donation, lot of charity. And this house is also these two houses, this house is of the foreign travels, this house is also of the foreign settlement, and also tell about the foreign travels. So these people also do lots of traveling, and they derive happiness from the traveling. They are not among those the typical Saturnian qualities that they want to remain in their fixed lifestyle, in their fixed job, meeting, seeing, walking the same path daily. They love traveling, they love meeting new people, and they even get success and derive happiness from the travels. When it comes to two very important house, because 10th house is of your career, 11th house is of your fame, your popularity, your network circle. So again, first of all, Mars doesn't get along with the planet Saturn. And second, as we all know, the innate qualities of the planet Mars, the Aries people. So at the work front, because there is this individuality, there is this kind of ability to lead and make things on their own way, make their own way, doesn't get well along with their bosses. So they do good in their own business, where they are independently heading and ruling the roost. Otherwise, they face little bit of resistance in getting along well with their bosses because of their headstrongness. But Saturn little bit of delays their success, but once they get the success, they maintain that. This is the same with their network circle. They prefer to get along. They do not have any problem in becoming a part of the network and the group circle, but only if they are getting the due self-respect, their individuality is maintained. Because at the time I was telling you about the innate qualities of each particular zodiac sign. The good qualities of the Aries sign is that they are ruler, they are energetic, they are helpful. But the negative qualities is the first of being the egoism, high anger. So all these are the qualities which we can expect in their life, as well as coming in the way of getting success and getting along well with others people, because they want this kind of respect. Wheresoever they are going, they want people to recognize them, give respect to them. So this is something about the basic life path of an Aries rising sign. When it comes to the basic compatibility quotient, so Aries rising people tend to get along well with the Taurus ascendant, with the Sagittarius ascendant, and even with the the Capricorn ascendant. They do not and they are neutral. The relationship remains to be neutral with the Leo ascendant. When it comes to the enmity with the different ascendants, so they do not get along well with the Virgo rising, the Virgo ascendants people, as well as the Scorpio ascendant people. Because of the same Martian energy, they do not get along well with the Scorpio as well as the Virgo people, because of the Mercurian quality inherent in that. When it comes to the other qualities, So as you people know that the Sun and the Jupiter are ruling the most important two trine houses. So Sun and Jupiter remains to be very good benefit for these people. The Mercury and Venus doesn't remain to be good for them. See, right now we are just concerned about the empty houses. We haven't placed any particular planet as if now. Venus being the Markesh, the 7th and the 2nd house is considered as the killer house, and Venus because of the rulership of the Venus of that, and again the 6th house rulership of the Mercury. So empty way we are understanding it, Venus and Mercury are not considered good for them, even when it comes to the the gemstone. So wearing a yellow sapphire can be good for them, and the red coral can be good for them, and emerald these people should avoid. With that said, we have just discussed the empty houses, we have just understood the basic life path of a Aries rising people. We haven't placed any sign, any particular planet in it, so that would vary the whole kind of an assessment and the analysis. So this is all what I wanted to say on the Aries rising sign. I hope you guys found this video informational. For further more updates and notification on astrology, please subscribe my channel and like my Facebook page. Thanks.